In the last video I showed you how to remove this steam wand from a machine. Now I'm going to show you how to break it down or tear it down so you can rebuild it. There's not a lot to this that gets complicated until you get towards taking the upper assembly apart. And depending on how old and crusty these steam wands are, sometimes they come apart easily and sometimes they don't. So these parts from these steam wands will last a long time with proper care, but if you have them long enough, inevitably every single part in them will have to be replaced, but that's not a big deal. This is one of the parts that can be a pain to remove. If people have used Loctite, and that's what I use to put those screws in, sometimes they won't come out of there very easily, so I'm kind of leaving that until later, and I'll show you how to remove that here in a second. Undoubtedly, the thing that aggravates people the most when they're working on these steam wands is the temp probe itself. It's really rigid, and it's hard to get out of there, and it's hard to get in there, but a little bit of practice, you can have this in and out of there really quickly. An important thing to remember is that you don't have to be gentle with the old ones. If they're already bad, you can just get them out of there however you can and move on. In order to loosen up the Loctite that's holding in that set screw, I'm just going to use a little bit of heat. And it doesn't take a lot of heat to loosen that Loctite up. All that is brass, so it transfers heat really well, and you'll see it comes right out of there with a little bit of heat added to it. After I get this set screw out of here, I don't show it, but I just run over the sink and cool it off real quick to make it easier to finish the tear down of the upper. I don't worry about damaging that black plastic piece too much because they get brittle and delicate anyways as the steam wands get older in use, and they're a part that should be replaced every time you rebuild these steam wands. You'll notice I don't separate those two pieces from each other that are in my hands right now, and I typically won't. They're put together with some thread lock as well, and they rarely leak, and so at this point I'm just going to clean it up and reassemble it. There's no need to really take those apart. I just did a quick shot here of all the parts in the order in which they kind of lay as an assembly, and give you an idea what this thing looks like all broken down. Now I'm going to show you which parts I throw away. It includes all these O-rings and the temp probe itself, that little swivel connection where the steam pipe or the steam supply line hooks up to, and this black plastic piece. All these components can be thrown away. I'm just dropping all these into some PBW cleaner. If you've seen the Brew Group video, I use that same stuff there. It really works well in cleaning up these parts. The one part that you really need to clean out well is this lower steam tube here. If you pay attention at the drain while I'm rinsing this out, you'll see all the stuff that goes down the drain, and I'm going to give you a shot of the inside here, and it really cleans up these stainless steel parts well. And all it takes to get good cleaning action out of that PBW is to use just some really good hot water, and then I'll typically just let parts sit in that stuff for 15 to 20 minutes, and depending on how bad they are, some stuff I'll let sit for overnight if I have to, and parts will come out of there looking like new. These tip cleaners are made for oxyfuel cutting torches, but they work really well to clean out the ends of the steam nozzle. Each kit is different on what size you use, but just find the size that the largest one that'll just fit through the holes, and use that to kind of give them a little cleaning. It doesn't take much to kind of get that hardened milk and stuff out of the end of that. Sometimes these parts need a little bit of help, so I'll take them to the bench grinder. I have that wire wheel is brass, and it really helps just take some of the tough stuff off there. It gives that stainless steel a little bit of a polish. It helps it look a little better and go back together. I do the same thing with that brass set screw. I forgot to turned the camera on when I filmed the wire brush for the first time, so that's the same set screw, but I didn't get the recording of the initial cleanup, so I'm just running it here again to show you. Does a really nice job cleaning that up so you can put it back on the steam one again. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the next video to see how we put this steam one back together.